In this video I'm going to be timing a Vostok Reef dive watch. It's a GMT version of the watch. Very beautiful watch. I've done a video on this before. I'm using the Watch Escapement Analyzer and Timer software to do this, and it's able to average out the time, the accuracy in 5 different positions, as you can see on the bottom left hand side of the screen. So let's start the timing of this watch. I'm going to move the watch in the dial up position right now and start the timer. Unlike other watches, it doesn't seem to stabilize on a rate, but it looks like it's plus 15 seconds with the dial up. So now I'm going to do pennant up. Now if I had a pennant on the top, it would be like this. So I'm just going to assume the pennant's on the top in this situation and do this, because I'm the one who set the software to say pennant up. So we'll just do this. Now it's looking for dial down. I thought it had finished before, so let's flip this dial down here. Now it's looking for pennant down. So I had 1, 2, 3 positions. And now I'm just going to flip this whole rig here, or jig, sideways like that. Now the last position I'm going to put it in is like this. I'll just flip this around so you can see the watch. And I get a save here where I'm going to save it under my documents and GMT. It'll write over the other file as a text file. If you look over in the left hand corner, you'll see that the over here you get the various ratings here and the amplitude and the beat error and the durations here. So that's the rate delta, and the amplitude is pretty low. There's means here as well. So you're looking at the rate and the delta between the lowest and the highest rate at 19 seconds per day. And the mean rate here is what you really have, is 10 seconds a day. A pretty good beat error here. Amplitude is very poor. I'm going to have to take the back off the watch and have a look at that amplitude. I don't believe it could be that bad, but it is. So we'll have a look at that. So I'm using a Frederick constant mic here, and I've got that hooked up to the Watch Escapement Analyzer and Timer software. And the way I have that set right now, if I could just briefly describe it, is the train, or the beats per second, or beats per second. The train is set, the rate is set at 19,800 beats per hour, and that's the average time I've set for 8 seconds to measure that. The lift angle is 52, and the unlock threshold is 23% for this watch. It's 5 positions, and I wrote these in. You can just name these as you want to. And then the stabilization time is 4 seconds for the watch to stabilize. And these other attributes of the program you can set. So it's a 19,800 beats per hour watch, and that's the setup. Line in, microphone in. It's pretty good software. It's also very expensive. You're going to have to pay somewhere over $500 for this software, because you're actually using it to analyze the waveform signal on the watch. This is a pretty poor waveform signal I've got for this watch. I think I've got a lot of noise coming from my computer on the left, and that's causing the additional noise. And I've got there's an amplitude that I can shift that's over on this side, where I can actually change the amplitude over here, give it a boost, a percent boost. And I do have the noise filtering on, but it's not doing extremely well. So that's my video on this. So let's just take the back off this watch and have a look at it. So the back came off fairly easily, and let's have a look inside here. Again, this is my watch. This is for people out there who are saying, why aren't you wearing your gloves? But I'm just having fun on an afternoon here. Now there's the movement. So let me just zoom in on this movement so you can have a look at it. And here we go. There, it's ticking away. Now the question is this amplitude half decent? So there's the Vostok or Vostok B symbol here. Someone told me that Vostok in English, not Russian, is Vostok. So there we go there. And it's ticking away nicely. So to change the amplitude on this watch, I've got the regulator here. So it's all the way over to the negative side. So I'm going to have a close look at this and see how this works. This is not a regulator that I'm used to. So let's have a look at this regulator. As you can see from the regulator arm, it's just to the right of the minus, so it's negative. The watch is running a little bit fast. So in order to change the speed of this watch to slow it down a bit, it's a matter of tapping the regulator arm. Now this, I believe this arm here, the hairspring is colleted over here, and then it goes around to this position here, and I can see two studs in the top. So two pegs in the top, which are made of brass usually, or copper, maybe in this case, but normally brass, I believe. And this regulator arm, to speed it up, actually has to go, I'll just use my toothpick here with the arrow, it has to go in that direction in order to speed that up. So what I'll do is get in very, very close and have a look at this arrangement here and see if I can just touch this regulator arm to I said speed up the watch. I actually mean slow down the watch, which means I have to push it in this direction to slow the watch down, because I want the hairspring to be longer. So I have to push the regulator arms closer to the stud in this case. So I confuse myself, which happens quite often. So let me just pause while I get my other glasses on and see if I can do this on video. So again, to do this, I've got to push the regulator arm closer to the stud. I have my PGA Tour golf voice happening right now because the microphone is very close to my face. So I'm going to get in here and just touch that arm, and I'll look at the result after. There we go. I've moved the arm now. I may have moved it too much. I don't know yet. I'm going to get a microphone in here and just lay it down and have a look at what the result is. Now what I've done is taken an iPhone headset and removed the earbud part, and I'm using the microphone part of the iPhone headset to record this. So again, I'll just lay this down on top and pay attention. I don't foul the hairspring at all. So just lay that on top like so, nice and carefully. And that should pick up the sound. Again, I got to be very careful doing this because I don't want to foul the hairspring. So now it's saying it's running around minus 42. So I actually tapped it over too much. So I'm going to push that back a bit and then measure it again. And very carefully remove this microphone. It's not for the faint-hearted, folks. To flip my glasses over. I know this is super exciting. Again, very difficult to do on video, so. And you just have to have a sturdy hand and hold the screwdriver very tight and just slowly edge it over. There, I've edged that over now, and I'm going to try this out. There, I've laid the microphone on top again. It looks like I'm running around minus 20 to plus 4. I've got a very good signal on this now. So I'm going to nudge this. It's still running a little bit slow, so I'm going to move that again, just again, and check that out. And then I'll show you the screen after. Might as well videotape my nudging in case I slip and dive into the hairspring, and you can watch it on video. Get the glasses on so I can zoom in on this. Alright, here we go. Time to cliff dive. There, just a slight nudge, and we'll see what we got now. The last regulation I think did it. It's looking a lot better, and it's running around +3, +2 seconds per day. I'll show you on the screen here. So there we go. And as you can see up here, it's +2 seconds per day, +3 seconds per day, +5, +3, +2. So that's about as close as I want to get it. The amplitude is about 100 degrees, which means the swing's around 200 degrees. It's not a very strong amplitude. The beat error is actually very good, 0.2 milliseconds. And I think the timing's a bit off when I talk here, but so that's a good result. So this watch should run quite well. I'm going to take a slow motion video of the balance now and see what that amplitude actually looks like on video. So stand by. I'll bring you back in a second. Now, just to confirm, I'm going to use my Swiss Connect watch analyzer, holding it pretty close to the escapement here and the balance, and see if I can get a number here. Okay, here we go with the Swiss Connect analyzer. Alright, it's telling me it's around 14.7 seconds per day with an amplitude of 260. So the amplitude number is much better than the timer that I was using. I'll have to, 15 seconds today is not too bad, if that's accurate, but the Escapement Analyzer had a lot lower than that. So I can save this result here as well. So I just hit save, and then add new watch, and I just take a photo of the watch just so I know what it is. Camera, use photo, and then the actual type of watch is in here as well. It confirmed that the rate's a lot better, but it's still not to what I want it to be with the Swiss Connect software, but the $500 US software says I'm fine. The amplitude reading on the Swiss Connect software was much more accurate, so I'm liking that a lot better. But in general, I was able to look at my computer screen with the Escapement Analyzer software and tweak the regulator arm at the same time, look up and see what it's doing. So that's pretty handy. And again, I just took a microphone from an iPhone headset, cut the end off it, used the mic part. Works quite well. The rig you saw earlier was built for me. Let me just grab that here. The rig here, this rig was built for me by somebody. You can get any shop to build it. There's a little placement here for your microphone. Slide it in like that. This is like solid aerospace aluminum, and it's bolted in with I think that's a lock nut on the end here, and there's a steel frame on here, nice little design on the bottom, and you just rotate it like so. There's also in the back, but I'll never need to use it, there's also a peg, and there's a hole drilled out to so I can keep it in the various positions, but it's firm enough that I don't have to concern myself with that. So the gentleman even put a hole in the bottom so I could peg that position as well. So very good machining work, and I use this quite often with pocket watches. And I'll slip the just a piece of tissue paper in there like so, and then put this microphone on top like that, and I'll have a couple of rubber bands to hold the watch down. So I'll just put the rubber band on, and usually I have two in case I lose one. It's good to have a little bit of redundancy there in case the rubber band slips and your watch gets falls off this device, you're going to be pretty mad. So you can put 2 rubber bands on there and hold that pocket watch down. And that's how what I use to regulate pocket watches. And again, with the Escapement Analyzer software, I can be tweaking the regulation of a pocket watch while I'm watching the screen to see what the results are, and that's pretty handy. So anyway, that's my video today on the Vostok GMT, the Vostok Reef GMT. Beautiful watch. Needed a bit of regulation. I heard from others that if you buy one of these, and you should know something about regulating the watch, because you're going to need to do it. Let me just hand tighten this here, and there we go, just like that. Hand tighten that, and I'm going to tighten that later. And there we go. That's the Vostok GMT, and it's been regulated now. It was running really fast, and now it's running a lot better. So thanks for watching my videos. Please subscribe to my videos and scoot down through the videos, and I've got some music in there. I play a little bit of Santana, I think some Stevie Ray Vaughan. I play Reeling in the Years, which is a tough song, and there's a little bit of card magic in there. That's pretty interesting. If you see a 4-card magic trick in there, you got to watch that, because it's pretty cool. Anyway, thanks again for watching my channel, and I'll see you later.